Hi everyone, welcome back to That Tom Bloke Racing. I won't do the whole awkward introducing myself bit again, it's pretty obvious by now. Anyway, as I hinted at the end of the last episode, if you've seen that, we have some serious work to do this month. So I'll keep my boring chat to a minimum. Let's get straight in and see what our June challenges are. Number one, win 3 online races in 1 week. Wow. Okay. So we spent an entire episode, April, I think, I'll put that up here, just trying to win 1 online race in a month. Now we have to do 3 in a week. I'll be honest, given my free time, I don't know if I can do all 3 in 1 week. It might span a couple of weeks, but I'll certainly try. I think the 3 is the important bit. Number 2, tune your car setups for different track conditions. To be honest, I'll skim over this one. The only changes I ever make is when it's raining. Maybe I'll obviously change the tyres and up the traction control by a couple of points. That usually works. So given the difficulty of the other challenge this month, I'll skip that one. So lastly, set a personal lap time on 3 different tracks within 3% of the top 10. Okay, that should be quite fun. Setting the PB should be a good challenge. I think maybe I'll use that Chat GT Plus roulette again to pick the tracks. I'm going for trying to get into the top 3% as well, but not quite sure how to find out what that is on any random track if it isn't displayed as one of the online time trials. I'll see what I can find. I think I have an idea how that's going to work. Now, a little caveat. After I posted the last episode yesterday, I just jumped on, played for a bit without any recording. As it happens, I won a race B. So I'll show you that one first, but that means I can tick off a third of challenge 1 already. That was technically a Friday night, so if we're going to be strict by the challenges, I have to win 2 more races by next Friday night. That does mean the daily races might change, but that's fine. Maybe I can get another one in before they do. I don't know. I'll try. But anyway, yeah, there we go. Probably the most difficult month challenge so far. There's no time to waste, obviously. You know the drill. Engines on. Let's head out. Okay, so as I just said, I was only killing some time one evening. Thought I'd give this race a go. In the previous race to this one, there were 2 Spanish drivers with very malicious intentions, and a complicated crash meant that I was the one who got a huge penalty. I think it was 4 seconds. This meant that my safety rating went down from an S to an A. So this race here was against A-rated drivers, safety rated. It might feel obvious to think that the competition would therefore be easier, but actually I think the opposite. These drivers might be a bit more aggressive, meaning it's going to be a harder race. On the plus side, as you can see, I'd set a good quali time, so I started this race in pole. To be honest, the race was fairly straightforward. I love this track, I love this car, so I was just having fun either way. If you've raced on this track before in sport mode, you know that someone's going to send it on this corner without a care as to what happens. So I try to be aware of that and stay on the left a little bit longer the first time round than I would do for the rest of the race. That just lets any idiots go flying off into the wall without succeeding in their mission. It's quite fun, to be honest, to watch. To be fair, we didn't seem to have any of those this time, so that bodes well for a proper race. I'll speed this bit up a bit because, as I said, it proved to be one of those races where we just had to race well, stay cool, don't do anything stupid, look out for idiots and stay in the lead. That stupid little tap on the barrier meant that I lost the gap to second I'd built up, so now we had to think about adding defence to our driving as well. We lost the lead, but this meant that we had an actual race now. I felt like I was slightly quicker than this driver. At least we're pretty evenly matched, so I got into a deep concentration mode now. managed to brake super late here and make this move stick. I'd say this is the most important corner on the lap. You get it right and you're set up to gain a lot of time on this huge straight, or curvy rather, and luckily I did exactly that, pulling away several tenths this time round. Heading into the final lap now. I'd lost a couple of tenths, but we just had to drive well. We all know that in this game anything can happen. I mostly mean by me. The adrenaline starts pumping when you think you might win, and that's when mistakes happen. At least for me, that tends to happen. You can see here we got a bit lucky. The Portuguese driver did not exit that hairpin well, so that really helped us out. So that was it, race win number 1. Like I say, I wasn't expecting that in this session, hence why there's no second camera, but if you could see my face, I was pretty buzzing and smiling. We even got the grand slam of pole position, fastest lap and race win. So that's it, let's try and get the second one done now. Okay, didn't qualify too badly there. P5, I was just trying to get under 2 minutes, but didn't quite make it. But everyone ahead of me has got a different car. I think the Genesis. But this is my first attempt at this, so let's see what we do in this car. Alright, next up was 10 laps at Grand Valley. Quite a technical circuit, so a good test of skills. Like I said there, this is my first attempt, and I had actually qualified in 5th, which isn't too bad. I took the Nissan GTR Group 4 car, but you can see that the Genesis was quite a popular choice, so let's go. That's one way of gaining 2 places easily. I'm sort of expecting a lot of that in this race. It's just that kind of track. Okay, got a few positions there just by making it around that corner. Right, skip forward to lap 3. We had lost a place to JD, but apart from that, not much happened. So I was chasing them down and we were both being a bit slippy, to be honest. We did both gain on the P2 driver though, thanks to a mistake they had made. Oh, bit of smoke up ahead. Yeah, someone went wide. So we had ourselves a bit of a race now. P1 was nowhere to be seen already, and P5 was right on my tail now, and being a bit bargy if I'm honest. I mean, the Spanish guy at the front has absolutely disappeared. Felt like an unnecessary budge there. And a Spanish driver again. Oh, he definitely did that one deliberately. Up to lap 4 now, and I definitely decided that this isn't the right car. Every time there was a straight, everyone in one of the anyway, they would pull away or gain on me. Not that it really mattered after a complete mess up going into the first sequence I did. Not entirely my fault, but certainly some of it was. I'm going to get a penalty for that. I'm going to crash. Not going to crash. Saved it. Did get a penalty. Oh, somebody else hit me. Oh, somebody else hit me again and again. I mean, on the plus, this guy's, I don't know what it is, but in the last couple of days, I'm having a lot of Spanish people. And I'm not going to make any generalizations, but just quite a lot of coincidence recently. So I'm down to P7 now. Weirdly, for a 10-lap race in this game, although there was tyre wear and fuel use, it wasn't having much effect. So we didn't need to worry about any pit strategy. We could just concentrate on driving skill alone, which I really like. So we'll jump forward to the last lap. We'd gained 1 place due to someone leaving the race completely, but apart from that, literally nothing of any interest happened. I'd got into my hunter mode, but to be honest, it wasn't doing much. The difference between the cars got quite obvious, so I had no real chance of catching up. Now, why is he driving so slowly? That looks deliberate. But anyway, we're coming up to the end. We're P6. Where did we start? P5. Not great, but given that we were in the middle of a multi-car wipeout, I guess that's okay for the first attempt. Okay. Not great, not awful. We'll give it another go though. Okay, so let's try that again. Just took a bit of a break. Came back and bought that Genesis G70. Didn't feel like it's faster, a bit like that Tokyo race with the Supra. Felt a bit slower, to be honest, but I was putting in faster lap times. So you can see here, I cracked the 2-minute mark, and I'm starting this race in pole position, which is pretty nuts. So this is our second attempt at this. I'm back into the S safety rating level at least. Give it a go, see if we can win from pole. Right, as I said, as any great racer would do, I immediately went and bought the fastest car, the Genesis, as we just saw. Of course, this does mean I can't use the car as an excuse anymore, so let's see how we get on. Made it through the first section neatly, and we got a lot of help from the cars behind, so we end that section nearly 2 seconds ahead already. Okay, good start. 2-second lead after the first sequence. Let's just try and stay there. Not much to watch for a bit, to be honest. We actually managed to increase the gap on nearly every corner. I didn't want to get complacent though, with nearly the entire race still to go, so it's head down and drive on. Okay, we've stayed ahead for the first lap. We actually pulled out a healthy lead, 3.3. I've just got to put in 10 good laps. The key here, I think, will just obviously not spin off, but not to get a penalty anywhere. Well, actually, if there's a penalty, any track to get a penalty on, this one's probably the least damaging. Okay, we're halfway through. Got an 11.3 second lead, which is mind-blowing, to be honest. So it's mine to lose. But don't get me wrong, I love that. I'm confident I can get this win. Albeit I won't be celebrating until I've crossed the finish line, because you never know. But the truth is, I would rather be racing. I'd rather have somebody to chase or even somebody to defend against. But we're not complaining. This is looking good. Right, we're going into our last lap, 17.3 ahead, which is crazy, to be honest. I was not expecting that at all. I wish I could show you something interesting, but there wasn't anything at all. This is the race you dream of. You know the track well by now, you know the car well, you start at or near the front, and you get competitors who spend the race getting into their own troubles. Sure, not exactly a race, but these are necessary along the journey. Now, I know I haven't exactly broken any lap records or anything, but I just think keeping a clean race was the priority once I got that lead. Wasn't worth taking any risks for. they feel like a reward after working so hard. This one was even easier in inverted commas than the Tokyo win. But what this is interesting, so it's, call it 3 o'clock now. When I sat down here at about 10:30 this morning, I had never seen this course before. Or rather, I might have seen it on the odd thing, but not in a serious way. I couldn't have told you what corner was next, left or right even. So I just sat down, did some quali laps for probably an hour or so, and then at the second attempt at the race, we could get the win. Wow. Not that many other G70s in there. I wonder if that was why. But, and it was a CS level weight race as well. That's really cool. That's two in a day, sort of. That one I did last night at Tokyo was about 7 o'clock, 6:30, 7 o'clock in the evening. So I've done 2 in pretty much a day. I wonder if we can do a third in a 24-hour period. Ooh. I mean, that only leaves daily race A, but you saw how much we lost that by last time. That would be mind-blowing. Let's see if we can do that. You know what? We've just finished that Grand Valley one. Maybe I'm in the zone today. I don't know, but it's going well. So I'm just jumping into this. There's no time to do any more qualifying. I'll see whatever my time was from a few days ago. Who knows? We might luck it out. But we might do 3 in a day, which would be insane. Okay, let's go. Okay, P4. Oh, I don't remember it being a good start. Okay, we're pushing our limits here and seeing if we can get all 3 wins in a 24-hour period. Optimistic, but when you're in the zone, you've got to go for it, right? I hadn't tried this race for a few days, unlike the other 2 that I did in one session. And that showed almost immediately. Our race was over before we'd even got through the first section. Thank you, mate. Very helpful. Alright, well, thanks to that guy. We are not going... What did that say? So we're obviously not going to get anywhere in this race, but I'm going to use it for practice. A bit more fun than just doing quali laps on your own. So yeah, that race was over, but good to use for practice again. I won't show you all of that. This video is likely to be long enough, so let's skip on to attempt number 2. Right, the same quali lap time put us in second to start with. For reference, the driver in front qualified a 1.5 seconds ahead of me, which is pretty impressive, but I got a better start and completely eliminated any advantage they had straight away. But to be honest, I didn't have a good race, or at least a good first lap. I lost a lot of positions on that lap, largely due to being swiped a lot. Then I didn't really make them back again. So, marginally my fault, but on to the next attempt. Attempt 3 didn't go very well. Not sure if this was my fault or not. I don't think so, but it was race over on lap 1 again. So on to the next go. We're cutting things a bit fine to get all 3 wins in 24 hours now, to be honest. Okay, he did nudge me from behind, but given that he was cool to me on the straight, I'm going to assume that was an accident. Oh no, 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 no. Oh, race over. I'm starting to wonder whether this challenge counts if I win the same race twice. Sort of doesn't feel right, does it? Because I just hate these slow races in these crappy cars. It's just no fun. Nothing happened at attempt 4. We started second, stayed second, and finished second. And actually, that put an end to our bid of trying to do them all in 24 hours. I was knackered, had a bit of a headache coming on. It was definitely time to stop for the day. Right, I actually ended up taking a very long break due to a bit of a family situation, which I'm not going to go into. The break was so long, we never got a chance to win in that trial mountain race. When I got back, the daily races had changed, and now we were at Deep Forest in another slow car, this Fiat Abarth. I had a few warm-up goes before this attempt, and sorry, there's no second camera again, but pretty sure no one's going to miss that. So let's see how we got on. Started in third, which isn't too bad. This car actually isn't as awful as I was expecting it to be. We managed to survive a knock into turn 1, but had lost all of our momentum and a couple of places because of it. So we came out of this twisty section down in 8th. I learned that coming out of this hairpin in third was actually the fastest way, even though it doesn't feel like it would be at all. So we made 3 places up on that one corner alone. Then I could see that all 4 places ahead of me were quite bunched up, so I just needed to get in amongst them. Made another place in turn 1, but of course we got a barge from the Spaniard. This Polish driver clearly didn't want me getting past either. Heading down the hill at the end of lap 2, and we were still in 5th, but only a second or so from first, so definitely in the race. I'm going to be frank, that Spanish driver just flat out took the German driver out, but at least it didn't affect us. Then we absolutely nailed turn 1 and gained about 8 tenths. Then we're presented with our golden opportunity. One driver went into the bridge, so we're right behind first going up the hill, and they've got a penalty to serve. So we just take first and hope we nail the hairpin so we can start getting away. We got the hairpin absolutely perfect, so it was foot down, control the adrenaline and try to head off into the sunset. I did manage to get myself a penalty though, which isn't going to help. And the French driver took full advantage of it. But we got the position back and now we had a good race for the final lap. Not gonna lie, they were a bit bargy going through the twisty section, but in the end that only cost themselves as we went over the bridge. And they did me a massive favour by not only losing it on this corner, but getting third involved as well. I only had to get the hairpin right and hope I don't get dive bombed, and it should be ours. So that was it. We had our third win. To confess, it wasn't quite within the 1 week time limit that the challenge set us, but given what happened in the real world, I'll take it. And to be fair, it was over 3 days of actually sitting in the rig, so I think that counts. So overall, mission accomplished. Hi everyone, slight change of plan. Like I said in the intro, this is easily the toughest month so far. As you've just seen, we've managed to tick off the first part, the win 3 online races in a week, sort of. But as you also probably heard, if you're watching this far, I had a bit of a real life hiccup in the middle, so I had to decide whether to keep on recording the full challenge, which might take another couple of weeks, and then also be a stupidly long video, or to split it up into 2 parts. So I decided to do that second part in 2 parts. I hope you don't mind. So I'll wrap it up here today. I'm going to get cracking on part 2, which, as a reminder, is to set a personal best lap time on 3 different tracks within 3% of the top 10, so pretty tricky. So if you haven't already subscribed, do so now. You'll get notified when that part's out. I'm not hugely comfortable with the self-promotion, but I'd love to get my subscriber numbers up. So if you've watched this far, you're probably interested enough to hit that button. I'm genuinely grateful for every single one. And leave me a comment if you've ever done this, if you've ever won 3 sport mode races in a week. I'm really interested to hear. But anyway, that's a decision. I'll get this video out and I'll hopefully see you again soon. Take care.